you dig? You already know we coming today.
Everything that we did all week, how far we done come, we're going to put it on the field today.
And a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Levi Stadium here in Santa Clara, California.
Time to play as a team, try to get this win. Work together, go home.
The 6-6 Denver Broncos once again on the road, this time facing the 2-10 San Francisco 49ers.
Don't give them any hope, man. Hit them in the mouth, defense. We're just going to score some points, not give them any hope, man. Let's get after these fools. Together on three. 1, 2, 3. Together.
Seemed like the guys were ready to go, but this was the most disappointing loss of the season. Hello, and thank you for joining us for the Broncos Film Review. I'm Phil Milani alongside Matt Boyer, Steve Atwater, Ray Crockett. Guys, this was a frustrating game, just never got anything going and fell to they only had 2 wins, the 49ers coming in. What's your thoughts on the game overall, Ray?
I mean, overall, you have to think about it. This is one of those, like you said, very frustrating games because it's a game where when you look at the other team did not have enough skilled people to really beat you. So how do they beat you? They have to beat you by schemes. And once again, Steve, I said it, the only way that team was going to beat us was by blown coverages or missed assignments, and we had both in that game, and that's what was very frustrating.
I know a lot of us in the media was saying, hey, this is a game we should win. We had that mindset, and I think maybe some of the players had that mindset too, that, hey, we can just show up and get off the bus and go out here and beat this team's butt and then get back on the bus and fly back home, but it didn't work out like that. I don't think we prepared as good, as seriously. I don't think we played as hard as we could play. And it showed. You know, we left out of there with a loss.
The good teams in this league take care of the teams that you're supposed to beat, and then they win the close games. That's the difference between that upper echelon and the middle of the pack. And we thought the Broncos had turned a page based on these last couple of weeks, winning those close games, taking care of business against teams that you're supposed to take care of business against. But like Ray mentioned, you know, self-inflicted wounds couldn't be overcome.
Can we just be honest?
Let's be honest.
Go ahead, Ray.
They played harder, they played smarter. It's that simple.
Yep.
That's the only way that team
Sometimes
beats
it's that simple.
It's that simple, yes. It's that simple.
Well, the Broncos were shut out in the first half, and George Kittle had himself one heck of a half.
Mullins in the pistol set, play fake, sets in the pocket, throws the ball wide open as Kittle, and I mean open, 40, 45 midfield. Kittle inside the 40, inside the 35, 30, 25, 20. Kittle to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown San Francisco. That's 85 yards.
It was tough. You know, they really jumped out on us and, you know, had a couple plays for him game planned. And, you know, it was tough today and they worked. They kind of got the best of us in the first half.
I mean, we're all professionals. It is what it is. He's going to make his plays and we got to make our plays. And today we just beat ourselves. The plays we normally make, we weren't making them. And with a tight end like that, that's the result you get.
Pressure coming. It's Von Miller. And he decks Nick Mullins. 13.5 sacks on the season now for Von Miller.
Drops to throw, throws a fade route, wide open, touchdown, San Francisco. Dante Pettis.
The Broncos found themselves in a 20-point hole heading into halftime. They only had 33 passing yards in the first half, only 65 yards overall. Let's highlight a play, though, on defense here. That Kittle play, how did he get so wide open?
I mean, when you look at that play, the one thing you have to tell, especially your defensive backfield, is it's okay to disguise, but don't ever disguise yourself. And that's what we did. There was confusion all over that play. You start the play, when the guy goes in motion, Roby looks like he's playing man, the other guys look like they're playing zone. And once you get a guy out of position, then it's all, as they say, all H breaks loose. And it did on that play. No one was ready to play at that point. And it's difficult to watch because it was such a simple play and we were supposed to be in quarter and it just did not look like a quarter zone to me at all.
Yeah, when I first looked at the play, it looked like it was a 5-man rush when in actuality I think it was a 4-man rush because I heard Coach Joseph say that it was cover 4. We did see Bradley Roby go across with the motion and that kind of, I think, messed everything up there. And then, hey, it was difficult to recover from there. Also, receiver running off the line of scrimmage and our safeties are running towards the line of scrimmage.
Bad eyes.
Yeah.
They're looking in the backfield instead of watching their keys. It was just, it was really just a bad situation. And once again, Steve and I, we've been through it, so we know communication is key. The minute you see one guy who starts to come in motion and it's a zone, you stop that guy. There was no communication. There was no vision of what your keys are supposed to be. So it was a simple play, and it was just easy and far too easy and far disappointing.
Ray hit it on the head. I think communication played a huge role in this game, especially on this play. When you've got a guy in motion, there needs to be talk. There needs to be talk between the secondary as to who's got what and who's going where. And when you've got guys like Steve and Ray who've played years together, that's easy. But when you've got injuries like the Broncos do have with guys like Yadamin, Josie Jewell, another guy, it's hard to get everybody on the same page, and it showed up in a big way on that play.
I think D-Stu spun all the way around. You don't want to be...
Trust me, there's no defense where a safety does that. There's no defense where a safety does a pirouette. It's not going to happen.
The numbers were crazy on Kittle. 7 catches, 210 yards at halftime. Overall, he was 4 yards shy of Shannon Sharp's record.
Well, I would have been so upset at Shanahan at that point. I would have said, look, these guys have not stopped me. Throw me an out route or something so I get the record. But in all honesty, and that's where it really becomes frustrating, because to begin this game, you look at the guys that they had. They really only had one guy who could really beat our defense one-on-one, and that's the guy that beat us. So if I'm Joe Woods and I'm the secondary, he would have been my focus to begin with. Don't us beat ourselves, and don't let him beat us. And after that, we got a shot.
Kittle, he's a good player too. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to take any credit away from him, but we certainly made it rough on ourselves by not being in position and not having good eyes.
You know, taking advantage of your good players is what you need to do when you've got injuries. The Niners were on their 3rd quarterback. Their starting running back was out. Kyle Shanahan knew where to put his guys in position to get that Broncos defense confused and force some of those self-inflicted turnovers.
And let me tell you this, if those plays looked familiar, they were. They were all the Chargers and all the Chief plays that gave us problems. That's all Shanahan did. He went back and looked at the film. He ran the plays that gave us problems from the Chargers game and from the Chiefs game. That's where those plays came from.
The Broncos got things corrected in the second half. Kittle, no catches in the second half. The 49ers, no points, but Broncos just fell short.
Mullins, pressure coming, and he is sacked. Bradley Chubb with his 2nd of the game, and with that sack, he passes Von Miller for the most sacks in franchise history by a Broncos rookie.
Play fake. Keenum rolls to his right. Keenum throws. He's got Patrick there. Patrick makes the catch and tiptoes out of bounds inside the San Francisco 5-yard line.
We just had to get it going. It was all of our first time as an offense all together in there, so it was kind of shaky in the beginning, but once we got it clicking, it was hard to stop us.
Hand off to Lindsey. Lindsey stutter step to the goal line. Touchdown, Denver. 3-yard touchdown run for Philip Lindsey. That's his 9th rushing touchdown of the season.
Second half we went and we had a little bit more spunk, a little bit more rhythm going into it, a little bit more attitude, and that's on us. We gotta start fast.
Shotgun snap, quick throw over the middle. Ball will be intercepted, deflected off a receiver's hands and picked up by Darian Stewart. There's the first turnover of the game. Shotgun snap, 4-man pressure. The throw in the flat, Lindsey has it. Lindsey cannot escape the tackle and will be short. Knocked down at the 21-yard line by Marcel Harris. 2 rookies on that play.
Big one here, 4th and goal, empty backfield. Keenum throwing, Hamilton's got it, touchdown! And the Broncos are still alive. Keenum over the middle, caught by Patrick. Patrick at the 40, throws it back to Booker, it bounces, and it goes out of bounds, and no miracle here in San Francisco.
So Broncos fall 20-14 out in the Bay Area. A tough loss. Certainly makes the playoff hopes, puts that in jeopardy there. Let's break down the one positive play that Deshaun Hamilton had a touchdown there. What'd you see on that play, Ray?
Well, it took us a while to get to it, but finally we got to a rub play, which are plays that are being ran all across the league. I said this is a copycat league, so we finally copied a play. That was Deshaun Hamilton coming in motion, and all you needed was a little bit of a get in the way, so to speak. It's a definite pick route, but it's a little bit of get in the way, and Sutton did his job. He ran Sherman into the corner that was supposed to be covering Deshaun. That's why it was such an easy play. Once again, I don't know what took us so long to get to that play, but we finally got to it.
Yeah, we finally got to it. It was good to see Deshaun Hamilton be able to get in the end zone for the first time this year. He's been doing a lot of grunt work in there, blocking, doing a great job of doing that. So I was happy to see him get in the end zone and contribute on the offensive side of the ball.
The Niners defense did a good job making sure that Cortland didn't beat them and Philip Lindsay didn't beat them. They were going to make Tim Patrick and Deshaun Hamilton beat them. But again, credit to Sutton. Even though it wasn't his play, He cleared out, did the dirty work, and got Hamilton open.
It wasn't necessarily 49ers. We didn't attack them at all deep down the field. We have to know that they're going to run cover 3 and cover 1 to stop Phillip Lindsay. So we have to have some max protections, maybe some 12 personnel to where we attack them down the field and loosen them up. We didn't do that, or Case didn't do that. I don't know if it was, you know, with Musgrave or Case, but either way, we didn't attack them enough to loosen them up.
I was going to ask you, you know, Case Keenum's been doing a great job protecting the football, but sometimes can you be too conservative?
Yes, you got to be more aggressive, especially against a team that you know they're going to play cover 1 and cover 3. So you have to understand, if you're playing cover 1 and cover 3, it takes a little longer for those guys, especially young receivers, to get in progression down the field. But you have to take some chances, and I feel that we didn't do that at all, and that's why the 49ers really just hunkered down on us in the running game and in our short passing game.
Yeah, I saw a couple of times. I remember Tim Patrick coming off the line of scrimmage, and early on, looks like he was open, but Case, he wasn't really looking for him on that play. He was looking for a shorter route. And I think once they go back and look at film, they'll be able to see some openings, some chances that they had to be able to hit him on some of those deep routes.
And that's a rhythm thing. Phillip Lindsay talked about it after the game. He just didn't feel like everybody was on the same page. Everybody got into a rhythm. They started to at the end of that game. You can kind of see it with Patrick and Hamilton. Yeah. Hopefully that carries over into this Browns game, but they never really could get it together in time.
The Broncos started 6 rookies in that game, tied for the most ever in franchise history. Now they got a short week. They got the Browns coming in on Saturday. Baker Mayfield, copycat league. They got to get some of these things corrected. Otherwise, the Browns will just do the same stuff.
No doubt. And Baker Mayfield is playing really, really well right now. You have to give credit where credit is due. They have some schemes as well that could give us problems. So if anything, we know where we are with our team. You're saying playing the rookies and all. So we have to go out and make sure we simplify and let their skill sets play and not go out there and outthink themselves.
Yeah, we got to go out there and execute next week. Also, we got to make sure that we bring that physicality that we had brought the previous 3 or 4 weeks. I thought that was lacking a little bit this last game, at least in the first half. It's going to be a great game regardless. With Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry, what's the tight end's name? Njoku, what's his name?
Oh yeah, David Njoku.
Yeah. They have a
Nick Chubb, the running back.
Nick Chubb, the running back. We're going to have our hands full. So it doesn't get any easier from the San Francisco 49ers.
Chubb versus Chubb matchup. I'm looking forward to see that.
One thing you know about Baker, he's done this since college. He loves the tight ends.
Yeah.
So if we're not ready to cover in between the hashes, this will be a long day.
It's going to be interesting to see also the fact that the Broncos had a week with Baker Mayfield back in January. Now,
Senior Bowl.
He's not the same player he was, but I think that's going to play a factor. They know what he likes to do, and they have a pretty good knowledge base as to, you know, what he's done so far this season. I'm very excited to see what the Broncos defense has planned for him.
Baker Mayfield in prime time at home Saturday night, playoffs on the line, Broncos and Browns. That's always a great match.
That's right. You got to get one of these, another cliche going. Drive.
Exactly. Make some memories. Exactly. All right, that's going to do it for us. For Ray Crockett, Steve Atwater, Matt Boyer, I'm Phil Milani. Thanks for watching the Broncos Film Review.